like your collection in the back there. Jesus. Wow.
Yeah, we're recording right now. Natalia Tena is correct pronunciation, right?
Yeah, great.
Yeah, look, I have my John Wick toys ready and everything.
Yeah. Oh man. Do they have a dog one of that? They should have some of the dogs in the models.
Maybe, but my collection is getting a bit expensive for me.
Yeah.
The TV's not as bad, but I do want to get one of you. Anything coming soon that I should know about?
I think there's an Infodora one. I think you can get an Infodora one.
Oh, nice. So let's talk a little bit about your character here. Could you describe Katya, right? Katya?
Yeah, that's the one. So Katya is she's Roma. She is part of the family. You know, John Wick is we were a bit undecided whether he's my uncle or my kind of cousin or second cousin. And she is, when you meet her, grieving the recent death of her father. And she simultaneously, while grieving, has had to step up as the alpha matriarch of the clan in Berlin.
Nice. And then as far as she's concerned, how much creative input did you get as far as how the characters develop?
I mean, well, the thing is, the script was written, and also I had to speak a lot of Russian, which I don't. So script-wise, nothing was really changed. Like everything stayed as it was. I mean, there was a few script edits that I had nothing to do with, but I actually really wanted to have the final edit so I could, you know, when you're learning a language like Russian, you don't want it to change. You're like, okay, tell me what I need to learn because I need to it needs to be in my head like music. I have to just be able to do it, and it's not my language. And the same with the accent. I think when you're doing an accent that isn't something you're very familiar with, it's nice to know the script isn't going to change so you can just do the same thing over and over again, you know?
Yeah, that's amazing. You're excellent at it. When was your first introduction into the John Wick universe?
Wow. I mean, I saw the first one when it came out. And also at the time I was doing Game of Thrones and I was working with Alfie Allen. I had a few scenes with him. So as soon as I saw him in it, I was like, mate, that looks so amazing. I'm so jealous. And so then when I got this, I immediately texted him. I was like, mate, you're not gonna believe this. I'm on my way to Berlin. I'm also joining that universe. So I couldn't really believe it. You know, when you just are a fan of something, and in my head, I didn't think I would ever be part of it. I don't know why. It's like, I don't know. I didn't expect it at all. So it was the best surprise ever.
In a way I could relate because I get to speak to people like you all the time and very humbled with it. Did you have to go undergo any kind of training, any different kind of martial arts or anything like that?
No, because unfortunately my character doesn't have any stunts. So and actually, like someone asked me this earlier, actually, like what her weapons would be, what she would do if there was a spin-off. And actually, the more I think about it, I mean, maybe she would shoot people because why not? I'm sure she loves a gun. Knowing her, it would be a bright gold gun, like really gold, like really mental, like huge. But I think overall, because she's in this position of power, she'd probably delegate. She's got loads of minions, you know, and if she was going to have an animal, I think she'd have like a massive leopard that just follows her around that kills people when she wants to.
I had a chance to see, well, I've seen reaction throughout the world and everyone says this is the best one yet.
I hope so. I think so. Yeah. I love it.
You were at the London premiere. I saw that. How exciting was that? And how did the crowd react over there? And have you gone anywhere else besides London, maybe in the States here?
No. I didn't get a chance. I basically had to pick between New York and LA. And I've got so many mates in LA that I haven't seen since 2019, since the pandemic. That was the last time I was here. So I was itching to come here and come back. So I'm here now. But the London one, you know what, it was so overwhelming because obviously because of the pandemic and because all events, even though some of them have started back up again, I've been to a few film festivals and stuff, it's still been pared down because of everything. Whereas this, like, it was, to be honest, it was quite overwhelming. I was like, I didn't even feel the cold or the rain because I was like that jacked on adrenaline. I crashed pretty hard that night actually afterwards. And yeah, just seeing all those people, all that excitement, everyone now being able to go back to celebrating a film again, it's great, and full cinemas again. Yes.
Do you think the energy has tripled? Like maybe that people were the cinemas were taken away and acting was taken away.
Yes.
People's energy is just tripled.
100%. Yeah, I think so. I think because I've got a band called Molotov Jukebox, and we actually played Glastonbury. We were meant to play 2020, which was the anniversary of Glastonbury of like 50 years or something. And when we went in 2020 to play, you could feel it. It was palpable how much people were just ready for that again. And I feel it's the same with film.
You have a very large movie credentials, right? You've been in lots of, you mentioned Game of Thrones just for one. Could you describe the difference between all those, and maybe you've done action as well, and being on the set of John Wick? What is the major difference, or what you learn from there that or a unique experience?
I think they're pretty similar, and I think I've been pretty lucky in this. I mean, every film you do, you're going to learn something, and you're going to meet new people that work in different ways. So there's always that element of it. I can't really place it in a sentence for you right now, but I think what I have noticed, because people ask me that often about what's it like working in indie films versus big films, and I'd say that there's actually more commonality than you think, because when people are at a level of professionalism like that, like professionalism is its own language, if that makes sense. Like I've worked with people who, I'm Spanish and I've worked in Spain, but the camerawoman was from LA, but she could still completely understand herself with our camera puller she was a Catalan woman, and they couldn't fucking understand each other, but because they have this understanding how professionalism should look, there's a similarity. Does that make sense?
Yeah. There's similarity between, and also the John Wick producers have been like, they have a wealth of knowledge with as far as films concerned. That's why the stuff's so good. And now, do you speak Spanish as well?
Yeah, I am Spanish. Yeah.
Oh, yo soy cubano, pero
tengo que ir a Cuba antes de morir. Tengo que ir a Cuba.
Oh, sí, tengo que ir yo a España. So
cambiamos, hacemos intercambio.
Yeah. In other words, she says she loves me, I love her back. That's that's all you have to know, that she's awesome. So I got a two-parter here, because obviously, Keanu Reeves, when I interviewed him a few years ago, there was nothing like it. I had people emailing me like, how is he? But first, let's talk about John Wick, who is Keanu. Why are people obsessed with John Wick, do you think?
I think he's a very, I think people empathize with him a lot. I think, a lot of us have grieved in our lives and lost people that we've loved. And, I think everyone knows how, like the dog, the puppy, the wife, like him giving him, like, I think everyone can understand, like, the final straw when you're grieving, like having a breakdown. I think that's very human. And we can all relate to something like that, something that can trigger us to be like, no, I don't care anymore. I'm going, balls to the wall crazy now. And I think that's a very human thing that I think a lot of us will experience at least once in our lives. So I think there's that. And I think underneath it all that he's a good man. Like, yes, he's in this underworld and he's a criminal, but and a killer. I mean, he literally kills everyone. But there's a sense of fairness and goodness about him within that world.
And then there's Keanu Reeves.
Yes,
to work with him. Why are people obsessed with him? If you could explain, because you got to work for him a bit,
I mean, I think I suppose people are obsessed with him because he's such a talented actor.
Yeah,
he does great movies. He's always part in, Point Break and Speed were my staple when I was a kid, or adolescent. He's got a great career. And the Matrix. I mean, that was just when that came out. I remember. At the time I was studying philosophy, and I was like, this film is philosophy. So he's very good at picking the right films, and also he's a lovely character. That's clearly also why he continues to work. He's good at his job, and he's good to people around him.
Well, look, and then here comes my final question, because I'm out of time. Before I get to that, thanks for spending the time here with Nuke the Fridge.
Yeah, of course.
You're so awesome. I see you doing some big things in the future, continuing.
Fingers crossed, man.
Speaking of that, could you tease anything that you're working on and everything besides John Wick 4?
Well, so I've got a Spanish film that I'm going to be doing in Bilbao, but I can't really talk about it. But it's a second installment of something that did really, really well on Netflix. And then hopefully in the autumn, one of my favorite directors to work with in the world, because he's like my friend now. Like, him and the team around him and the production company, we're like a cinematic family. They live in Barcelona. I actually have to go and see them every once in a while because I miss them that much. And his name's Carlos Marquez Marcet, and I've already done 2 films with him. And hopefully this year I'm going to do a third one. The script is there. We're just waiting to see if it will all pan out.
That's excellent news. And this week, it's going to hit the theaters, and we're going to be there with popcorn, soda.
Yes.
We're going to be anticipating chapter 5 and 6, 7. I mean, it's going to
keep going.
Better. It just gets better. I'm going to spend all my money on these toys. Talk to you later. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye. Adios, Luis.
Bye-bye.